All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's turn the music down a little bit. All right. Well, I'm joined with a new caster, Cody, better known as Aqua Toad in the Dcrl. Division C winner. Have you won a Division A?
Yeah, last semester.
Last semester. I thought so. Also,
Yeah.
Division A winner as well under the Glaze Master Remzik. Oh, he is
No.
caked. He is caked. But
Indeed.
anyway, we have two Division B teams going head to head today. Osha Violators versus Good Stevening. You mentioned that you've not watched a whole lot of DCRL, but I challenge you to look at the stats and kind of analyze what's going on in this division so far.
Yeah, this division so far, I mean, I see two undefeated teams, Parched and Hidden Fennec, kind of leading the pack. Following that, though, it's kind of just a cluster from there down. Um, I don't think there's it's one team at 3 wins, the rest at just two sitting below. And other than that, it's kind of just everywhere. I mean, the Good Stevening team, they're at 1 win. Osha Violators at 2 wins. So I mean, they're sitting right around the same. The one thing I will point out is the win rate, the game differential. Good Stevening not having the best of seasons.
Yeah, Good Stevening is kind of on the downtrend. Unfortunately, OSHA Violators got their share of blows on some pretty impressive teams so far. So, with that being said, let us take a look at. 1 second. There it is. Good Stevening. They're up first. Good Stevening. The stats aren't very updated right now, but yeah. What do you what are you seeing at Good Stevening so far?
What I'm seeing is, I mean, it's kind of even around all of the players. Not too many of they're not sticking out too much on the goals per game. I mean, I don't know if it's they're stuck on defense the entire time, just can't break through finally. I haven't fully watched. I mean, the shooting percentage is a little lower than you'd like it overall. You kind of want a little higher. But I mean, normally when you see the third man leading in goals per game, normally that's a really good thing because when your third man's stepping up and scoring all these goals, he's participating so much. I mean, you should be pretty set. But I mean, with your first two not scoring as many goals, not putting as many in the back of the net, maybe. I mean, I don't know really what has gone wrong for this team, but
Yeah, I mean
about a little over half of the season.
I want to add to your remark on the third man kind of stepping up there. That historically has meant that um, they opt for a more defensive play style. Maybe not opt, maybe they just are stuck on defense a lot, and the third man kind of has to. I don't want to say step up, but they're more enabled by their team to make these plays. Um, it's worked for some, but I will
Yeah.
say it doesn't really work for most, as we see. I mean, so far in the season, they have had kind of a slow start. They're really not in the best position going into playoffs, but they can still improve on their position to not go up against those the 1 seed or the 2 seed there. But with that being said, we're gonna jump into OSHA Violators. OSHA Violators, similar story at the beginning, or I guess at the late end of the season. They went off to a pretty impressive start, going toe to toe with some of the higher level teams in this division. They have been picking up some momentum, picking up some steam at this part of the season. So I'm kind of curious to to see how they close out their regular season and go into playoffs.
Yeah, and if there's any time that you want to step up and start putting big numbers up and start getting those wins, it's going into playoffs. Because, if you hit the playoffs running, that could be very dangerous going throughout the entirety of hopefully LAN if you can get hot enough.
Yeah, and we've seen teams make Cinderella runs going all the way into LAN from that bottom spot. We've even seen teams win LAN
Yep.
from being a really bad seed in the regular season. I don't want to be the person to say that seeding doesn't matter, because it does to an extent, but playoffs is a different beast. It is different gravy. There's a lot more on the line. Double elimination, lose twice, you're out. All it takes is 2 upsets on a really, really good team from the regular season to be just knocked out. So
Yeah, and we've seen it time and time again over the divisions over these last 7 seasons. We've seen teams that people are like, oh, there's no chance they lose, and they just get smoked first 2 rounds, gone. So, any team can win any night. It doesn't matter. Obviously, they're the favorites, but I digress.
yes. Yeah, with the stats out of the way, I want to get your prediction here while I get these guys ready.
Oh, my prediction. Well, looking at it, I am gonna kind of have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Osha Violators because I'm just looking at the last 2 weeks. Good Stevening has lost 6 games in a row. Um, it's not looking too good for really any team if you're losing that many games in a row. So Osha Violators are coming off. They're coming off a win, a pretty convincing win. So yeah, I'm gonna go Osha Violators. I could see a 3-0. Benefit of the doubt. I'll go 3-1.
3-1. Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you on your OSHA Violators prediction, but I will say 3-0. I love the guys on Good Stevening. We even saw Salty Steve in my 2v2 tournament last summer. He won the whole thing in Division B with IVK. But with a record like that, I don't think they're gonna, they're not really gonna take it today.
Yeah,
just to be realistic.
For me, it's the record on top of the game differential. I mean, like, you can be 1-4 and have a pretty small game differential, and I could kind of look your way. But having the -10, I don't know. I just can't. I can't in good conscience pick a team that's -10 in game differential.
Yeah, likewise. It's way. Oh my goodness! This overlay is.
Oh no!
That's the thing. I can't look at Barl until the game actually.
We're in game.
So we'll try to get that figured out.
Yeah. Well.
For now.
All right. Opening this game up, we have. Let me double check before I say the wrong ones. We have Good Stevening in the orange. We have Osha Violators in the blue. And already, Good Stevening was putting a little bit of pressure, but now a counterattack coming out from Osha Violators. Good save out to the corner from Steve. And Clear's going to go right back from Salty Steve, but V-Storm is able to get up to that ball. Creed not able to beat Pat down in that corner, and Omega gonna get the demo, leaving it for V-Storm, but Steve beats it to it. Creed is able to clear it back in the corner. As now Pat down as a free ball. He's gonna pop it over one. Can he get the dunk? He does, but not quite into the net. As Steve takes it right back into those corners. Salty Steve and V-Storm both missing, as well as Creed. Steve, a shot on net, almost a redirect. Pat down as a free shot, but V-Storm with the squishy save. Beautiful save coming out from V-Storm, and the pressure It's going to go back the other way. Pat down putting it into the corner finally. And that ball's going to go right back to Osha Violators' side. A little bit of a defensive game coming up. A couple demos getting traded. As Omega is going to get it over Pat down. Salty Steve has time. Full boost in that corner. Going to go off the wall. Hit it a little too far away. And Creed is able to clear it back. Ball going over V-Storm. Is that just open? Omega is able to get back to it, but a little dangerous. A little too dangerous from a ball hit that lightly. Pat down. Able to slow it down a little bit, but Omega now full boost. Pushing the other way. Around one. It's open. Saved by Salty Steve. Pat down going the other way. And V-Storm is able to cut it off. Steve a shot. Pat down looking for a demo the other way. Salty Steve pass out mid. Omega Blaze is able to clear it away. And oh my god, a lot of action coming out in the early bits of this game. Oh my, okay. And Creed just scores 5 seconds after I stop talking. Whatever.
Yeah, off the dish in the corner, Creed's able to clean it up. Osha Violators on top.
Yeah, indeed, and it's crazy that, you know, you say Osha Violators got their first goal, but Good Stevening had a lot of pressure throughout this first half of this game. So, I mean, Osha Violators might be more of a defensive team, and a shot going in! Steve barely able to slot that one, and that pressure finally gets rewarded as they put a ball in the back of the net.
They tie it up. They just are able to squeak by the defense of Osha Violators. I mean, this is already off to a better start than I thought. And now I kind of want to double back on my clean sweep for Osha Violators. I still am able, I think I will back Osha Violators. But I think Good Stevening might get a game. I might double back. Never mind.
He's gonna triple back. He's gonna triple back.
No take backsies. No take backsies. I digress. Osha Violators up 2-1. Little over halftime in game 1.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna quadruple back there.
Up the dust. Salty Steve gives them back. Ties it up. 2 minutes on the clock. I mean, it's he's got the coupe hat on. I mean, he's always been rocking that. Maybe he will hone in some coupe aura in this series.
Some pre-flips? I'd be down.
Pre-flips, maybe a maid outfit.
Ooh, I'd be down for either one. What is happening in this corner?
It is insane. I mean, I will comment. I mean, we did watch Div C earlier. Div B is a step up in skill. Arguably a step up in speed. I mean, there's a lot of craziness that happens. I would say an equal amount of craziness. I think there's just a lot more mechanical craziness in Div B.
Oh my.
Salty Steve was able to find one in there. I don't know how that got through the defense.
On his head. Literally on his head.
On his head, top.
Oh my.
Good Stevening, find a dookie. They do find the lead back in game 1. And they're putting up a pretty solid fight so far.
Yeah, I will give credit to Good Stevening. They are really, really quick to this ball, and it is helping them a lot. With Osha Violators, they're just sitting back, a lot more passive. And with Good Stevening, honestly playing like they have nothing left to lose. And when that's game 1, playing like nothing left to lose, that, you know, that's pretty scary for a team. I will say it. And like I said right there, they're just putting constant pressure on. So quick to the ball. They are catching Osha Violators out, and if it stays like this, it could be a long series for Osha Violators.
Yeah, Good Stevening have been doing a pretty solid job at keeping Osha Violators on their heels, and that might be what needs to maintain in their play style to be able to take games off of this Osha Violators team. You V-Storm tries to find a 50. It is stuck in the midfield right now. Creed's able to break it out, but Pat Down gonna try and take control, buy time for his teammates to get into position. And we still have a bit of a midfield battle, some ping pong happening, nothing wrong with that. Eventually someone will break through and start to create some pressure, and it looks like it's Osha Violators right now.
And right as you say that, the ball goes right back to the other side. Pat Down has the ball off the backboard. V-Storm and Omega both committing for that one. And now Steve is just going to be able to ice this game really quickly. I mean, good Stevening. They took game one. The clean sweep's not happening.
Yeah,
but
my prediction's already
still a lot
out
of
the
space
window.
left.
I mean, Steve and crew have made me eat my words. And I really do like that as a caster, to be quite honest. I do like being proven wrong. I like underdog stories because it just makes things a bit more spicy. And we'll take a look at these guys' pretty faces while we get into this next match. Yeah, what do you think Osha Violators maybe have been doing wrong or need to improve on in this series to be able to take back a game or two?
I mean, I was talking about a little bit toward the end of that game, but it just feels like they're flat-footed a lot. They're not jumping to the ball as quickly as I would like. They're getting beat to balls constantly by good Stevening. I think Osha Violators, if they can, pick up the pace, get to that ball faster, not give good Stevening that much time. I mean, I think it could do them a lot of favors and possibly take the game, take game 2, 3, maybe 4. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I think this pace...
I kind of agree. I don't think that this is a consistency for Osha Violators in the sense that they're, going to keep taking game after game. I think it might just be a fluke, might just be one of those GG go next moments in this game. But it doesn't look like it yet, as good Stevening put up an early goal with 15 seconds into game 2. And again, Osha Violators are just on their heels.
Yeah, just caught flat-footed. Creed not able to do much with that ball. Good job, Steve, being there to capitalize on that one. But Osha Violators, they need to answer back now.
That they do. They've seemed to do it pretty well earlier in game 1. But they did fall short in the later half. Let's see if they can maintain a bit more pressure, try and find the back of the net, find some more shots even. So they seem to be able to find each other pretty well. Not sure what's going on here, but the ball is flying.
Yeah, now V-Storm into that corner, is able to hit it around, and just domes it on Pat Down's head, straight into the net. I mean, hey, if you're going to answer back, if you're going to put something on the board, doing it right on someone's head, might as well. And that will even the game up. And there's 4 minutes to go. Anything can happen now, as Osha Violators right back in it that quickly.
That they are, and right away we see some back and forth happening here. Salty Steve able to get back just in time, but not a favorable clear. Steve will try and find one out, try and relieve a little bit of pressure, but V-Storm will send it back in. Some pressure mounting for Osha Violators. Pat Down able to break it out for good Stevening. The only non-Steve member on this team. Now we see some pressure
Salty
from Steve.
So, and they're just keeping this ball in this corner. I mean, that could be a close. It's almost in, and it's gonna go in. Pat Down sneaks it in. Little smoke screen there helped him out.
Pat Down with
Steve
with the controller play, giving a little smoke screen, like you said, to Pat Down, making it really hard for the the defense of Osha Violators to even know where that ball is, let alone the players, or what's even going to happen in that play. That's basically a free goal. All you have to do is jump and pray at that if you are a player on Osha Violators. But good Stevening do find the lead. Once again, B-Storm trying to find an aerial play.
Oh, the bump! Salty Steve able to bump Omega Blaze off the ball. Probably saved a goal there. V-Storm put the shot on. Steve is there to make the save. Creed is going to have to clear this to the side as Steve is going to put that mid. A little bumping on the wall between teammates and Osha Violators. Omega Blaze keeps it in that corner. Salty Steve is here. Gonna hit it over one. V-Storm's a little awkward. Creed is able to make a good clear now, though. As Pat Down tries to make the 50. V-Storm there quickly. One back left for good Stevening, but can't quite capitalize. As Creed doesn't get the best of touches. Pat Down's gonna hit it to the backboard. Omega Blaze makes a good clear. Steve, unfortunate whiff there. As this ball is gonna go right back into the good Stevening half. Oof, pressure is going to need to start mounting for Osha Violators and try to get this equalizing goal in this game.
I will say we have some rather dapper fellas in this lobby. Almost everybody is rocking a tuxedo. I don't know if it's for the occasion of K-Tool's wedding. Shout out the Dcrl Godfather. He is making that next step in his life. Shout out K-Tool. Pat Down.
Ding! Oh!
As I'm talking about K-Tool.
What a shot!
In the chat. Oh my god.
Damn! Man's crazy on his own net. Oh my.
Oh, he's doing tricks on his own net. That's crazy.
And there's the equalizer they needed, but not quite what we were expecting, as now Osha Violators might just be able to steal this game away.
Yeah, I mean, they found themselves in a good position. Shot far side.
Oh!
Hits the post and Omega Blaze with the snipe.
Beautiful shot. Shot top left corner. And it's just gonna go in off that post. Great dink sound when we get there.
And I mean, both players in net from good Stevening just stared at the ball as it went by him. I mean, nobody jumped. Not that, you know, it was super savable or easy to
and
save,
it's just
rather,
equalized.
but I mean, they answer right back from perhaps a defensive blunder. It gets around all three players, and Salty Steve is going to be the one to clean up the Steve duo.
Yeah, that front post is going to kill you. Sitting there with nobody behind you, they're just able to pop it around really quickly, get that goal. And now with Steve up, is he able to... Oh, the fake! Nasty fake coming out there. And a pass back. Can't quite get to it. Creed trying to get it out mid. Salty Steve is able to clear it out. Omega gets beat. Creed is last back for a bit there. He does not have any teammates with him, but he is able to send it aside to V-Storm. There's now V-Storm going off the ceiling. He has so much time. It's just going to kind of throw it away, though. As both Steve's up. Power of friendship. What a redirect. Oh! Top right corner. Omega is able to save that. And Salty Steve trying to get a dunk. And Osha Violator is just going to try to boom it away.
Oh, good demo on the back line there. Omega will probably be there. Not in time, though. Pat Down does give it around him. Steve, 50 in the corner. It's just going to linger here for a bit until they're able to break it out. Still a tie game. Floating up for Steve. Steve with the shot. Bouncer, Omega, awkward save. V-Storm to clear. Going to take it himself. Maybe he'll play it to the ground. It hits the ground. Overtime in game 2.
And this game is oh so important for both teams. Osha Violators, they cannot afford to lose this game, cannot afford to go to match point, because a reverse sweep is not the easiest thing in the world. And then good Stevening, complete polar opposite, they win this game. It's gonna be so hard for Osha Violators to come back. Granted, that last game is the hardest game to win, but they will put themselves in pretty good standing if they're able to. And that ball now cleared into the corner. Steve is going to get it around one, but he bumped. Creed has time, has the ball, gets it over one. Salty Steve is able to make that clear away. V-Storm a shot. Salty Steve back there once again. Doesn't get credit for that save though, as he is also going to die. And the other Steve now with the save. Both Steves coming up clutch on defense in this first minute of overtime. Omega Blaze makes the clear off the backboard. Steve, pass out to Steve. Steve trying to pop it over too. Can't quite. Pat down, able to make it to the side. Tries to get a bump, but can't quite. Steve sends the ball back into that corner. Gonna go up for the ball again. A demo happens in net. Pat down getting chased. It's open! Oh, but nobody's there. And now everybody on Osha Violators. Very, very low boost. Let's see if Good Stevening can convert on this opportunity.
Steve takes it upstairs. Doesn't have boost to follow, though. Salty Steve will try and find a touch out to a teammate. Pat down. Doesn't want to go for it, so Omega will take the shot. And Good Stevening will have to back off and give up a little bit of pressure. They are able to break it out, though. Salty Steve and Steve
The
going
Steve duo.
hand in hand. But Creed is there to make the stop. And the breakout touch. V-Storm there to dump it into the zone. Awkward touch from Pat down. Steve will get a touch out, met by Omega Blaze. And I mean, I really don't know what's going to happen in this. I mean, like I said, both teams have been trading these blows.
Oh, this little skimmer there. Almost very dangerous for Osha Violators. Steve up, the other Steve now is there. Pops it up again. Unfortunately, not a third Steve there. As Pat down, can't quite get a touch on that. That shouldn't be in, but a little dangerous Steve. Oh, gets the ball pinched right back at his own net. Salty Steve now, pass out mid. Omega Blaze is going to hit it over to the other Steve. Steve, is that just going to be in? Not quite. Creed is able to make that clear out. Steve now going to hit it off that backboard, but a clear from V-Storm will allow Osha Violators to get boost and recollect. V-Storm a shot. Quite wide though. Creed off the backboard. Nobody there to follow it up, as that's going to get sent to the corner. A little pinch action coming out. Omega Blaze off his backboard. Passes it down mid to Creed. Creed able to clear up. A pat down is able to collect it in his own half. Going to go up the corner. V-Storm going to send it mid. Omega Blaze, he is there. Shots a little high. V-Storm trying to get the rebound. Is that just going to be in? Not quite. Little too high and left. As Omega going to keep the pressure going. Osha Violators, they are doing what needs to be done with the pressure, but can they convert that pressure? Salty Steve finally able to get out of their zone. A little dangerous now, but the clear is going to come out every time the ball goes to Osha Violators half. They're just able to clear within the first couple seconds. Dangerous here. And the pressure is just building on Good Stevening.
Yeah, it's been very back and forth in terms of who has possession, who has pressure. I think it all comes down to who is going to find that, who's going to make that opening, rather. I think it's going to come off of like some sort of demo play or a physical play on either team's back end, because both of these teams seem to have each other locked down.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm expecting a either pat down or Creed demo to seal it. I just have a feeling these two have been the ones that I've seen demoing the most in this game. And I mean, especially Creed, I've seen him get a lot of those goal line demos when getting out. So if any two players on this field are going to make something happen, it's going to be those two. A redirect coming out from Steve. Pat down. Can he get the pass mid? Salty Steve's waiting. But he can't quite get it there. And Omega Blaze now going the other way. It's going to be a shot on net. Steve is able to get it out to Salty Steve. But that ball's on net. Pat down is there though. Somebody's going to have to follow this.
Seems to be Pat down versus Omega Blaze. Like, Pat down seems to be the most behind the ball here. Same with the
Demo, it's open!
Save, 1v1, Creed, double tap, it's open! He doesn't make contact. V-Storm gets a little too close, but does try to keep it possession in the corner. Little pull shot. We'll keep it into the orange half. Good Steveninger on the back foot.
Oh my!
Across the box. It is so dangerous right now.
Clear.
Out of the woods.
Can Steve reach it? No, not quite. That was so crazy. The last couple seconds just on their goal line. Pat down, sending it up high. Steve calls him off, trying to get the pass out mid, can't quite. As Omega Blaze and Pat down almost gonna meet. Pat down thought he was beat. I think he might have had a shot there. Creed is going to be in the midfield to cut it off. Now Pat Down has a touch. V-Storm there. The shot's so deep with a great save. Omega Blaze now a shot as well, but Pat Down, he can't get it. It's just in.
Like I said, it was Omega versus Pat Down. Pat Down, no boost. Omega Blaze sneaks a shot in the bottom right corner, far side. And in a almost 6-minute overtime, Osha Violators take game number 2.
Oh, I think Pat Down thought he was going to get that little catch touch right there and be able to just drive it out, but he doesn't quite make contact, and then he does not have enough speed to catch back up to it. Oh, that's such a terrible way to lose a game, but hopefully it does not get to them. I mean, you see Omega almost dropping a band on them. Holy crap.
That is quite the game from Omega Blaze. And I'm glad that you mentioned Omega Blaze, because watching this Osha Violators team, I know that Omega Blaze in the Discord server has been kind of making comments about how he's just the worst player in Div B, but I honestly disagree, because he has made a huge difference on this Osha Violators team. Every single game that I've watched, I mean, he just seems so solid, so consistent. He's in the right spots when he needs to be, and I really think he needs to give himself more credit.
Yeah, those 7 saves did so much work that last game. Kept Osha Violators in the game completely. If he doesn't get those 7 saves, that's a possibility of 7 more goals going in the back of the net. So Omega Blaze stepped up when he needed to, and now Steve pops it too high. That could have been an early goal from Good Stevening. Could have been a statement early in game number 3 that, you know, losing that overtime didn't mean anything. But now Omega, we were just talking about him, gets demoed on the but a pass to Creed and Osha Violators. That overtime win, that momentum is going to carry them to get the first goal in game number 3.
Going back to the Omega Glaze there, we see Omega just take control there. He does get demoed, but does set up a good rebound for his teammate, which allows them to take the lead in game 3. And I don't know how many times it's been reiterated on stream, but for those who aren't familiar with the Rocket League format, game 3 is one of the most important matches. Whether you're on match point down 2 games or if you're tied, it really is that difference maker in momentum and how the rest of the series goes. So, I mean, the nerves, the stress,
what a shot.
It is all on right now, and it seems that is all on Good Stevening.
Yeah, Pat unable to make that touch, but Salty Steve wasn't quite expecting it, and he cannot get back to that great placement on that shot by V-Storm. And that's Omega's 2nd assist of the game, setting his team up. But that's a 2-goal lead already. 3.5 minutes left, yes. But with this momentum that has completely swung in Osha Violators' favor, I mean, it's going to be very, very hard for Good Stevening to flip this script and get back into this game.
Yeah, I agree, especially with the fatigue.
It's another one!
The fatigue from the last game with almost a 6-minute overtime. Losing that is very heartbreaking, and I'm sure Good Stevening are feeling it right now. There's still plenty of game left to be played. 3 goals you have to get back. I mean, it's better 3 goals now than 3 goals with a minute left. So at least you have that going for you for Good Stevening. And at this point, you really just got to lock it in. Forget what the first 1.5 minutes and try and find a couple of these back.
Yeah, and I mean, the most important thing is you got to stop letting up goals first and foremost. I mean, you can't. It doesn't matter how many goals you score on offense if you're not able to make a save.
Man, I don't know what's happening.
If you're not able to make a save, then it's just never going to work out for you. And that's a team play coming out. I mean, that's one of those times when I wish that, you know, multiple players could get an assist. Because Omega gets it around 1, Creed getting it mid, and then V-Storm just getting it, the 4th goal of the game 2 goals for Creed, 2 goals for V-Storm, and the floodgates after that 6-minute overtime have just opened completely for Osha Violators. And Good Stevening is unfortunately just on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, Osha Violators are absolutely driving circles around this Good Stevening team at the moment. But we do see some pressure mounting for Good Stevening, so that is a good sign of life.
Yeah, and
challenge, Creed gets met on the shot. Steve can't make contact, and it looks like there just might be a little bit of panic even coming out from Good Stevening.
Yeah, and the thing that I like to see most from Osha Violators, I talked about it between that Game 1 and Game 2 intermission, they look a lot faster. They're getting to the ball. They're not giving the Steves and Pat down all this time. I mean, they're getting to the ball, and it's working wonders. 4 goals in this game because they're just, like you said, driving circles around this other team. And now you need Good Stevening to step it up. They need to make their adjustments. They need to figure out what's going to work against this team. And either they have to do it extremely quickly, or they just have to say, GG, go next. Let's try to recover for Game 4.
Exactly, and I'm glad that you mentioned that Osha Violators have just kind of stepped up their speed.
Oh, there it is.
And well, let's just say, you know, Good Stevening, they do get one back, but I don't think it'll be enough, to be completely honest. No. They do make a disruptive play. Salty Steve gets the bump, pat down with the shot, minute 12 left to go. But as I was saying, I think it really was Osha Violators just switching up their play style in the way that they're letting Good Stevening kind of make bad touches. They're letting them dive at the ball, they're letting them overextend, and they're really capitalizing on them getting themselves out of position and kind of rushing. We almost see one go through there from just that. And Osha Violators, yeah. They're holding down the pressure right now. I really don't see Good Stevening coming back this game.
Yeah, and I really love seeing that by Creed. Instead of just sending himself with the ball, he waits for a touch just to keep Good Stevening locked in their defensive half. You don't see that very often, especially in Div B, Div C, as they just kind of monkey for the ball. And now with 15 seconds remaining, 3 goals, 15 seconds, unless, you know, barring some absolute miracle, which I don't see happening, they're going to go... Osha Violet is going to go on match point with a lot of momentum going into game number 4. Good Stevening, they need to make an adjustment. They need to make it quickly because they have 5 minutes standing between them and another series loss on the season.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I think, you know, with that last minute that they had, I think even Good Stevening knew that they weren't gonna get that back. So they were probably even game planning at that point, which is not a bad idea given that there's no timeouts in the regular season. So, you know, I hope that they use that time instead of kind of malding in the chat, because, you know, that never goes good. But knowing these players, I know that they're capable of locking in, and I'm sure that they are gonna come out in this next game with something a bit more promising for the Good Stevening name.
Yeah, and I mean, Creed completely stepped up that game. I mean, 2 goals, 3 saves, has an assist. And it looks really good. It looks like all players on Osha Viking, they are all flowing together. Everybody's getting involved in that offensive half, and I mean, going to the other side, Good Stevening. Majority of the time, you just see the Steves up front and Pat down at back, and I would like to see all 3 players get involved. But first and foremost, your defense has to buckle down. You've got to relieve some of the pressure. I mean, you cannot let up 4 goals this game, but you can just delete everybody.
I mean, that's a start for good Stevening.
I mean, hey, that's if you can't score with the defender, just destroy the defenders, and they can't save the ball.
That might be the strat. They might just have unlocked the bulldozer strat in Div B. They do almost find another one. It's off the post. V-Storm does get a block that puts the ball into safety for just a moment.
And that could have been so critical for this good Stevening team. They could have put up 2-goal lead super early. Would have been kind of like a mirror of what we saw last game, with Osha Violators putting up a bunch of goals early. Go! Come on, there we go. Okay. Oh my.
I'm not even gonna follow that up because it works regardless. The fake comes through. Steve fakes the ball for Steve, and the ball finds its way through 2 defenders who are kind of in the same spot. Good Stevening. They are looking like a different team in Game 4.
Yeah, and they're coming out swinging super early now, and basically the reverse we saw last game is now all the pressure there. Creed can't quite get it. Omega is able to finish it now. But unlike last game, the other team is able to respond quickly as they cut that lead in half.
Yeah, and I mean, we see this play here. Osha Violators get a bit of a counter attack on the overextension of good Stevening. I mean, they have gotten those goals from aggressive plays early in the game, but that also can get you punished. So it's important to kind of pick your times when you are aggressive and not really make that your default play style. As they do cut the lead in half, Osha Violators have one to come back with almost 1:30 on the clock down. And good Stevening are trying to mount some pressure now.
Yeah, almost double commit coming out there. The demo, though, Steve able to get this ball to the wall. Gets it under Creed. Omega now. They get called out by V-Storm. That Paul, little out of reach, and that's just in.
That, and once again, overextension from good Stevening. Salty Steve needed to make a touch on that. Either that or that second man didn't need to push up. Either way, the ball does find its way through a gap in the backfield, and Osha Violators tie it up.
Yeah, and once again, momentum flipping in Osha Violators' favor. And last time we saw this, we watched 4 unanswered goals straight on their heads. On good Stevening's heads. But, oh, Pat down with the dunk of a century. Is that right on a Mega Blaze? Because, yes, it is. Teammates on each other's head. I know they played a lot together at DSU. And we talked about that Omega Blaze versus Pat down this series. And once again, it strikes.
That it does. Good Stevening are able to get one back, and it's looking a bit more reminiscent of Game 2 in favor of good Stevening. The way that they're spacing out, the way that they're connecting with each other.
Now, that ball was sent so far. Omega Blaze chasing it, no boost though. Is able to make a pass mid, nobody there. Creed gets a touch. V-Storm follows it up. Can he follow his own touch? Not quite. Omega getting bumped. Does he have enough boost? Creed does have enough boost to make the save. But Salty Steve is there with the bump, gets the boost, challenges V-Storm, but V-Storm beats out Pat down. Steve able to keep it in this zone. We still have 2 minutes left in this game. So much time for something to happen. Salty Steve. Little 50 there, but that net's just open. Why is it open?
I think there was a player that went for boost that wasn't there.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if I don't think he went for boost. I think he just threw himself out of position from attempting to make a
double
save.
commit.
Regardless, the net is wide open. Little misrotation from Osha Violators on defense allows good Stevening to double their lead.
Yeah, and we've seen this 2-goal lead before. Osha Violators were able to bring it back, but that was also with a lot more time left on this clock. We have only a minute 40 left now. As time winding down, we need to see a response very, very soon. As a demo coming out from Creed. Creed then gets back to the ball super quickly. Omega Blaze is up. A little pass. V-Storm quickly there, but unfortunately not able to do much with it. Salty Steve does get a touch, but Steve then able to clear it out fully. Minute 14 and counting left. Osha Violators still down 2. Salty Steve into the corner. Creed, I guess, able to get it over 1. Pat down. Is he there? Gets dunked. Omega Blaze, the shot. Dink! Can't make the read. And that might be one of their last opportunities they get this game.
I wouldn't say last. There's plenty of time left to score 2 goals. I've seen it scored in less, but they do have to find some pressure. They're going to have to find boosts. They're going to have to find each other to be able to make this at least winnable. And right now, they're putting on some pressure. Goes off the backboard, blocked in the box. He's trying to kill time. Creed with the shot. It will go our side. Salty Steve clear. Omega Blaze doesn't have much boost. Will be pat down to hit it around. Goes rolling up the backboard. Free jumping is Steve.
Oh, crazy.
No shot coming out of it though.
And with 10 seconds left, they need to score before all the time leaves that clock, but it doesn't look like they will. We have game number 5 in this series, and what started out us thinking it was going to be a quick 3-0, 3-1, it turns into a 2-2, and we have match point. And, I mean, next 5 minutes determine who takes the series.
Yeah, and we go to Champions Field for the first time tonight. Good Stevening versus Osha Violators. Now, there, this match, this game specifically, is gonna be a heater, and let me tell you why. Good Stevening looking for their, I believe their first win of the season, and Osha Violators, they're sitting in a good spot right now going into playoffs. So if Osha Violators do drop this, they might fall pretty deep in the standings going into playoffs, and they might not be in a favorable spot. Good Stevening are already not in a so favorable spot, but yeah, I mean, the pressure really is on Osha Violators right now.
Yeah, we have now Champions Field. Gonna determine, what happens in this series. Did game break?
It might have. I just got kicked.
I did as well.
We'll remake. Oh, he's rebooting. Okay. Oh, we got some game breakage. It happens though. I don't know. Is this ice? Is it? Do you think this is gonna ice out Good Stevening?
Oh. I mean, with how the momentum's jumping back, forth, right, left, front, center. I mean, I have no clue, honestly. I honestly don't think it matters because of how back and forth it's been. If anything, there was starting to be a little bit of pressure from Osha Violators in those last, couple seconds of that game. So maybe it's gonna ice Osha Violators. I don't know. It could go either way. And oh my,
technical difficulties do happen even when off stream. There's always just a lot that can happen. But Champions Field is a go, and it is up to this final game. Season standing on the line for Osha Violators right now, and Good Stevening are here to play upset.
Yeah, 5 minutes to determine what happens in this series. Osha Violators, like you said, looking to try to up their spot in the playoff standings, maybe looking for that 5 seed, while Good Stevening just looking to try to not be that 8 seed. So, hey, let's see what happens, what team takes this opportunity and runs with it, as V-Storm is back in his corner to try to collect Salty Steve, trying to put it across mid, but V-Storm will be able to clear it. Not much boost. And the step ball just gets cleared back to the mid. The midfield game is going to be super, super important. What team's going to establish their presence first could lead to the opening goal of this game. As a Creed, a pass out mid. Is anybody there? Omega with the demo, but unfortunately he needed to be mid for the pass. Creed gonna collect the ball on his back end, passing it out to the side. V-Storm there, gets seen around Steve. Trying to take the ball up over another, but Pat down, not gonna get fooled by that. Creed gonna pass it mid, but Salty Steve is able to intercept that pass. Steve with a great touch there. Pat down out mid, no boost on Good Stevening whatsoever. As Pat down, unfortunately, is gonna send that ball back into his half. Creed, can he make the pass on mid? He does! But Salty Steve is able to clear it out and getting a quick counterattack goal there. Demo!
Oh,
not quite there.
Steve!
He's there!
What a rebound from Steve. Good Stevening open up the scoring. A little over 1:30 off the clock right now. A big demo comes out on the back line. Osha Violators are flat-footed in their own net. Good Stevening up by 1 on match point.
And that's what you love to see. If you are a Good Stevening fan, you would hate to see it for Osha Violators. As Pat Town not able to make the touch. Steve trying to double the lead. Salty Steve not quite able to make the redirect. As Pat Down putting it mid for Steve. Gets the ball away, but once again, Good Stevening, they don't have much boost. It worked out for them last time, but normally when you don't have a lot of boost, it won't work out for you for long. Steve trying to get another one in game 5. Can't quite. As he is able to get back and be a little disrupting. V-Storm with a little bit of a fake. Omega Blaze can't beat Salty Steve. As now they have a little bit of a 3-on-1 for a couple seconds. Creed makes a beautiful touch. V-Storm is able to clear it out over Pat Down's head. And possible counterattack opportunity. Ball sent mid. Steve there to break it up. Omega Blaze, can he get right back there? A 50 coming out. Pat Down is there so quick. V-Storm getting the 50 off the backboard. Nobody there to follow it up. Omega putting it on net. Close. Pat Down makes a beautiful save. Creed, they're just going back and forth between the corners. Are they gonna be able to make the shot on net? Not quite. As now Good Stevening might have a counterattack opportunity of their own.
Good Stevening are able to finally break it out after that insane amount of pressure from Osha Violators. Osha Violators are sending it back into the zone. I was going to say they're looking a little bit flat-footed on defense, but they're looking extremely dominant and syncopated on offense here. The net is open for some reason. What even happened? Omega Blaze finds an open net shot. Oh no. Steve kind of cuts across the midfield. The net is not blocked in any sense. Good Stevening do give up 1. Osha Violators are able to tie it up with a little over 1:30 left on the clock.
And this is setting up for possibly an overtime in game number 5, but that ball, oh, so dangerous. These counterattacks all series for both teams. That ball just sitting in front of the net, so terrifying. I hate it. Steve.
It sits in the box. I'm never a fan of that. 2 players dive in, Pat Down with the finish. It does go wide. And now it's up to Osha to break out of the zone. They do get a breakout touch, but it goes right to Steve, who hits it to the backboard, tries to follow it, but Creed is there. He was not making contact. Pat Down, trying to find a shot, gets it under 1. Omega is there to clean it up and send it into the orange half.
Yeah, and this is where the nerves start to set in for both teams. You don't want to lose this series. It's been such a long series with that 6-minute overtime. In game 2, the ball, the pinch, pat down. What even happened? You normally don't think this is very dangerous, but he's just able to clip it off of V-Storm's hood, putting themselves in a beautiful position with 40 seconds left to go in this game. They have a 1-goal lead. Can they hold it, though?
We just see strong 50s, and I've seen that a couple games earlier, of one of those balls making it right through the defense of Osha Violators. But this time, it is in the most crucial moment.
Demo!
There's a demo shot, but Steve is there to make the save. Osha Violators able to put on some pressure right now, but the saves are even stronger for good Stevening.
And with 10 seconds left, they gotta make something happen to not lose this series, to not get upset by the bottom team in this division. Creed, gonna make it. No, the ball's just gonna float. It's just over.
Good Stevening with the upset. Oh my Lanta, good Stevening find a win in game 5 in probably the most dramatic fashion you could possibly imagine.
Oh my. A long fought series back and forth, ending up just taking it. And wow.
That is honestly crazy. We're going to try and get him in here for a winner's interview. I still don't know how to get the screen going, so we're going to go right back to the top of the screen. So I apologize to chat for the unorthodox stream and overlays, but I'm doing the best I can to give you guys the best content. So let's see. It looks like we got everybody in here. Fellas, how do you guys feel after a solid win in just the later half of your season here?
Picking it up.
Yep, feels pretty good.
It's been a while. That's a good feeling.
Naturally. Well, I'm gonna send it to you, Cody. Do you have any questions for these guys?
I mean, you guys honestly had us in game number 3, going down 4 goals so quickly. We thought it was just over. We thought that you guys were just not going to be able, just not going to be able to come back from it. But you guys were able to fight back. What was said after game number 3 to just recoup the mental, get back into the next game, and fight back the rest of the series?
We kind of just said, we got this. We know that if we play fast and keep the ball close, we can push up field and make mistakes. That and good rotations. But yeah, we just said we got this. Those 4 goals were kind of just bad positioning, boost starve bumps. So if we keep at what we're doing, we can get them.
Yeah, and that was a consistent thing that Silk and I were talking about, was just the pace of play. When one team, that was like the big reason why one of you guys were struggling was, seems like Osha Violators were just beating you guys to the ball constantly. Then it seems like you guys were just outpacing them completely. And I mean, I personally think that was a very important thing in this series. Yeah, Silk, you got anything?
Yeah, I kind of want to know what you guys are kind of talking about. You don't really have to leak the playbook by any means, but like what is the gist of what you guys were kind of talking about in between games? Because this went back and forth, and I know that tug of war in these kinds of series can be very, very just mentally draining. So like what were you guys like just talking about amongst yourselves to get yourselves back into the game?
I guess like the big thing, I don't know, we've lost a lot of games this season. It's no news to hear that, but I would say our biggest thing is we just have a good mental. Like we go down, we start losing games. After game 2, we lost that long overtime. I literally told the team it's a best of 3. Like just forget that happened. they're gonna make mistakes. We got to be there to punish them, and that's exactly what we did. We just got to keep the mental up and make it happen.
Yeah, and it appears the strongest mental did come out on top. I have one final question, and it's directed at Salty Steve. And I want to ask you, did your success in the summer 2v2 tournament was that a huge motivator going into this season of the Dcrl? Like, how are you feeling going into this season after your great success?
It was. I didn't think too much of it. It was a very fun league to play in, a very fun tournament. Twos is a different beast than threes. I consider threes to be harder. There's two more cards you got to pay attention to, but um, I don't think it really did much for me personally. I just kind of said it's another day, or it's another semester, another season. Just get at it. Just so happened to be a captain this time.
Honestly, that is probably a pretty good approach to take on this. Just clean slate, going in off of a win. It's that winner's high can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing in the same time. The moment you're kind of basking in the glory, and at the same moment, everybody else is improving. So I mean that is probably the best stance you probably could have taken on that. So, but regardless. Congratulations to good Stevening here, Steve, and Pat down.
Also, shout out to Steve's cat.
Yeah, he's been trying to get on my desk the whole fucking series. So
shout out Tuxedo Cat. And okay. Speaking of tuxedos,
yeah,
was
he's
that
dressed
talked
up for the
about
occasion
before the game because there were a lot of tuxedo cars out in this.
That
What do you mean? It
was
was
all
just business
V-Storm's
meeting.
idea. He asked me about it like probably 4 weeks out. He really wanted to do that for whatever reason. So
I was gonna say you
Oh
guys
my.
looked like very dapper in that series.
thank you.
It's just your average Wednesday business meeting. Nothing else.
Took care of
Strictly
business.
business, all professional. I love to see it. Well, on that note, I will give you guys the floor here. If you guys have any shout outs or anything to your fans in chat, anybody watching. So yeah, take it away.
Yellow Dog DM me. Let's fucking go, Steve. So shout out Yellow Dog.
You really
Who
shaked
DM'd
up
me.
his Division B tier list. I can't wait to see what it is next week.
Shout out
To be
Chief Dick
honest.
too. I just seen that. He said attaboy.
Shout out Samuel and P Money, the goats.
I
Shout
do
out.
not have the stream open. I have no idea who's watching or who said anything.
Well, I'm not gonna keep you guys here for too long. We got another series to go. We're a little bit behind schedule, but I want to give you one final congratulations on your guys' win tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night, bask in the glory, and I can't wait to watch you guys play again.
Will do. Thank you for hosting.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks, Silk.
Of course. All right, we are back. Me and you, Cody. Oh man,
Just the two of us.
just the two of us. I'm gonna keep this outro short and sweet. I'm gonna send it to you, Cody, before we go to intermission. Do you have any shout outs or anything that you'd like to say to chat before we go to intermission?
No, not really. Just looking forward to the rest of the season. Playoffs, always a fun time, and LAN. I mean, hope as many people are able to attend it as can.
Yes. Whether you make LAN or not, it is such a good time to attend LAN and cheer on your favorite players. So what is it? December 6th and 7th, 6-7?
Oh, I have I have no clue.
I'm not playing this season either, so I haven't really been following. But
I am so out of the swing of things.
that is okay. But we are gonna go to a short intermission here. We have Division E up next. So while I get that set up, don't you guys go anywhere. And we will be right back with Division E. So sit tight. Grab some snacks.